Heads up. Welcome to Heads Up with Jaria.
The space where we dive deep into the mechanics of chronic pain and the science of relief.
Whether you're navigating migraines, neurological tension, or just looking to better understand how your body functions, you're in the right place.
Let's clear the mental fog and get straight into today's insights.
Good evening. Good evening. So, I chose to talk about stress this evening, and not the kind of stress that is like, oh, I've had a really bad day kind of stress. It's the stress that shows up in your body. It is the stress that you live on a day to day, day in, day out basis. And it shows up in so many different ways. People don't think about all the different ways that it shows up. And so that's what I'm going to talk to you about. We all know, or I am assuming that most people who are watching this, that I have already talked about to you about the sympathetic system and the parasympathetic system. You've got the sympathetic system, that is your fight, your flight, your freeze, your fawn. It's the one that wants to get you to hightail it out of there in those stressful situations. It's what produces the cortisol, raises those levels. So you need to make sure, in order to help your system, not to stay in that sympathetic, heightened system. You want to activate your parasympathetic. You know what? We need to take a count and see how many times I mispronounce parasympathetic system, because it always gets me. Because if you're not activating that parasympathetic system, you're going to crash. You cannot have your engine constantly pressing the gas pedal, because eventually there's going to be one or two things that's going to happen. You're either going to crash your car, your body, and what that may look like is migraines. It might look like weight gain. It might look like weight loss. It might look like a lot of things. Or you may just run out of gas. And I think about those people that suffer from chronic fatigue syndrome. Those are the ones that have had their foot on the gas pedal for a long time and they've just run out of gas. So we need to get their parasympathetic system activated again. So there's another system that also affects your stress levels. And it's one that I don't think a lot of people think that it contributes to their stress levels. Maybe not their stress levels. Maybe I've worded that incorrectly. But people don't realize how much their gut, the enteric nervous system, contributes to how their body responds to stress. When your gut starts acting up, that's a good indication that you've been pushing on that gas pedal for way too long, and you need to take that foot off the gas pedal and start applying the brake, start applying the things to bring your body into its parasympathetic status. So, talking about the things that might show up in your body when your body is in a constant state of stress, that constant state of being in the sympathetic system stage. So the migraines, hair loss is a way that the body will show stress. And it's going to be sometimes you'll notice more hair falling out in the shower, or you might just notice clumps of hair coming out when your stress levels are raised. Again, I talked about weight changes. So this again can show up as weight gain, or it can show up as weight loss when you are in a stressful situation. The jaw clenching. This basically means that your brain is not shutting down. It's clenching up that jaw. A lot of people clench their jaw at night. So your brain's not shutting down and allowing you to get some good sleep. So mouth sores can come with that as well. And that is again from the grinding of the teeth when you're sleeping and the chewing of the tongue or the chewing of the sides of the mouth from the brain continuing to just work overtime. The system not shutting down. Poor sleep is another one. Skin flares. What I mean by skin flares is you might notice that your skin becomes a little bit more hypersensitive. You might notice that trying to think of the disorder, eczema. That's actually a gut issue. It comes from the inside. It's not a skin issue. It's a gut issue. Nausea, again, gut. IBS, gut. Your appetite. Stress can affect your appetite. It can make you more hungry, or it can make you not hungry at all. And so also the enteric nervous system talks about gut feelings. So if our gut is not helping, if that enteric nervous system isn't sitting right, maybe we wouldn't be able to trust our gut feelings. But your body is not failing you. Your body is just living in that stress. And it's actually trying to cue you into saying, hey, pay attention to me. Let's bring the brake pedal and start applying it so that you can start to feel better. And so I'm moving along very quickly here. I kind of wish that somebody actually has popped in. Hey, so I was getting ready to start talking about how the craniosacral system can help the parasympathetic system. If you've just been starting in, then you'll understand that I said keep an eye out how many times I say that incorrectly tonight. So craniosacral, how it helps to calm the sympathetic system down is it helps to line out the dural tube. It helps to put it helps to put the brakes on and put the body into the rest and the digest. So I talked about how the gut, how much it affects the stress in our lives. The vagus nerve is very associated with our gut and our esophagus because we have to swallow. Oftentimes things get a little bit tight in there when we feel we can't speak our words out. So the throat tightens up a little bit. That's just the vagus nerve a little bit. That's why I recommend gargling to help keep that vagal tone better. So 80% of the signals from the gut go upwards to the brain, not down. So your body knows the stress before your mind does. The body keeps score. So I have suffered from migraines for a long time. Mine was stress. um, Stress of a stressful marriage, stressful job, and just stressful life. But calming the central nervous system, calming the sympathetic nervous system, and getting into the rest and the digest, that's what helps our body. And there are lots of ways to do this. You don't have to have craniosacral therapy, although I do recommend it. But if you're, I wish I knew who was watching live. If you comment, I can respond. Um, if you go outside right now after the video, listen to the birds and just listen as Mother Earth starts to shut down and go into her sleep for the evening. Let your body start to come down and relax. Put those brakes on. Have a sip of water, which is a good idea. Have a sip of water. And just be present. Be present with your breath, which is one thing. Next long time, the extended version, I'm going to go and teach some heart math. And I am actually going to use my phone and show the Inner Balance app, which is what you can use as a client. You can attach it to your phone. But I also offer sessions in my office if you ever want to come in. But I'm going to teach you a quick breath tonight that you can use in addition to heart math or separate from heart math, just when you need it. And it is actually from, let's see, I believe it is, I want to say Harvard, but I don't, or Stanford. There we go, Stanford. So we're going to just focus on our breath. And when we breathe in, we're going to wait until we get to the very top of our breath. And then we're going to breathe in just a little bit more. So it's going to look like this. So breathe in. And when you get to that top, you're just going to make a quick inward breath and then exhale. So breathe in. And exhale. And breathe in. So there are a lot of different breaths. This is a quick one that you can do if you ever need a quick reset. Hope this is a new one that you've not known about. And I hope that you go outside tonight after you watch and listen to the birds and put your brakes on. All right. So I will talk to you guys next week. Hope you've enjoyed the video. And if there is any questions that you'd like to have, then just put them in the comments. If there are topics that you want me to speak about, again, let me know that, and we will work on that. I will catch you all later. Have a great night. Well, I'm going to try to end stream.